He was called the worst driver in Formula One. Fans, pundits, team bosses. They used hurtful words on social media and in columns. They placed his name at the top of lists no driver ever wants to see. They turned his crashes into memes, replaying his errors for amusement. This story examines why so many people attach this brutal label to him. It also looks beyond the headlines, at the real person behind the helmet. The story will show the mistakes because they are part of the truth. But it will also show moments of courage, hard work, unfulfilled potential. His journey started with a childhood passion for the noise and speed of racing cars. He began racing karts as a young boy, spending weekends at cold, windswept tracks. He won a few small races, showing a natural feel for the limit. From there, he climbed the motorsport ladder one difficult step at a time. He worked tirelessly to find sponsors, to prove his worth in junior categories. He had support from a small circle who believed in his dream. His arrival in F1 was the culmination of many years of sacrifice, a moment of immense pride mixed with crippling nerves. His rookie season in Formula One was a baptism of fire, and the fire burned hot. The pinnacle is relentless. The gap between success and failure is measured in milliseconds. New drivers almost always make mistakes as they adapt. He, however, seemed to make more than most. He found the barriers with alarming regularity. Some were minor scrapes, others were car-breaking impacts. TV caught everything, and social media amplified each error into a global spectacle. The first race of his Formula One career was a brutal introduction to the big leagues. From the moment he sat in the car, everything felt faster, more intense, more difficult than he had imagined. The sheer power, the violent braking forces, the incredible grip were overwhelming. He struggled to get up to speed, off his teammates' pace. In qualifying, he pushed too hard on his final lap and spun, ending his session prematurely. He started from the back of the grid. The race itself was short. A first-lap incident forced him to retire with damage. As the season progressed, a pattern emerged. Undeniable raw speed, undone by inconsistency. He operated on a knife's edge. The slightest misjudgment sent him spinning into gravel or into a barrier. Cameras waited for the inevitable. Every spin replayed, analyzed, and mocked online. Pressure mounted from team and media. Whispers asked if he was out of his depth. Doubt crept in. Hesitation made him slower, feeding a vicious cycle of pressure and mistakes. Yet in chaos, the clouds parted. In the wet, he managed tires and brought it home in the points. To understand his struggles, it is crucial to look beyond the simple fact of a crash and examine the technical reasons. Not all cars are created equal. He often drove for smaller budget teams with less aero stability. An unstable car is peaky, the optimal window is narrow, and a small push can snap it into a spin. Especially in fast corners relying on downforce. Trying to prove worth, the temptation to push that little extra becomes dangerous. Setup is hundreds of variables. Tire pressures, wing angles, suspension stiffness, differential, tuned to track and style. Without confidence, the driver fights the car and struggles. Carbon brakes need heat. Too gentle and they fade. Too hard, and a lockup flat spots the tire and can trigger a spin. Several high-profile lockups were blamed on him, but poor balance, hydraulic issues, or unstable decel can be culprits. Physical duress matters. Fighter pilot G, sustained heart rates, fatigue eroding concentration. A blink, a meter late on brakes, or slightly early throttle can have dramatic consequences. His errors were born of technical challenges, immense pressure, and the difficulty of living at the limit of man and machine. One particular race weekend became the symbol of his career. Pushing to find the limit, he lost the rear and hit the barrier. Significant damage. Mechanics rebuilt the car in hours and got him out for qualifying. On his first flying lap, desperate to prove pace, he braked a fraction late, locked, and hit the same barrier again. Commentators were ruthless, questioning his right to be in Formula One. Clips went viral. Memes spread, the label trended, and it stuck. Inside the paddock, sympathy existed, but reputation hardened and opportunities shrank. In the wet, where talent shines, he often excelled. Calm, measured aggression. He found grip, executed brilliant passes, and rose into podium contention. He earned Driver of the Day and momentary silence from critics. He showed courage and precision, placing the car perfectly and making a bold outside move stick. On single laps, he could be extraordinary. As one engineer said, on his day when everything clicked, he was as fast as anyone out there. Life within a Formula One team is a high-pressure, results-driven business. When a driver struggles, morale sours, trust erodes. The driver-engineer bond is critical. Once belief breaks down, it's hard to fix. Media shapes careers. Worst driver sells more than nuance. Relentless criticism created a feedback loop. Anxiety bred mistakes, which bred more criticism. The crowd can be merciless, yet a small, vocal group saw the context and the human being. He owned his part, shifted from confrontational to collaborative, and rebuilt trust. He worked the mental game, breathing, visualization, one corner at a time. In adversity, he stayed calm, managed tires, executed a one-stop, and climbed the order. He seized a podium, commentators praised, fans celebrated a comeback. Was he the worst? The truth sits in the messy middle. The mistakes were real, but so were the flashes of brilliance. Context matters, machinery, team dynamics, media, and luck all shape outcomes. He left F1, found success elsewhere, and turned pain into guidance for others.